Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Good Sports. I'm Mike Lowe, and joining me today is Tom Chard. We're here under the bright glare of these stars that we've imported in for the holiday season. They're almost blinding us, Tommy.
They are. Very
Tom,
bright.
we're going to talk about the high school basketball season, which starts Friday night in full force. We're jumping right in, Tom. The favorites, the non-favorites. Let's talk about it. Who you think going to be some teams that are worth watching here this year?
Well, in West Main Class A, I think you have to look at the new kid on the block, Falmouth. I've heard they look very impressive in preseason. Although they're playing a Western Maine Class B schedule, they'll be in the A tournament. Mm-hmm. Bonnie Eagle's going to be good. Deering.
Bonnie has a pretty good kid on their team, don't they?
Yeah. He hasn't been too bad over the last 3 years. Dustin Cole.
Let me ask you about Cole. I've seen him a couple of times. Have you seen a more dynamic player than him when it comes to just his ability to get his shot off no matter what?
No, not this last few years. No, definitely. He's got all the moves, and he's a good one. He can create his own offense. He can go to the basket.
He's also a pretty good passer too.
He's a point guard.
Yeah,
very talented, and it'll be interesting to see. He's going to have a good year, but we'll see if he takes it up another notch or two. It'd be pretty interesting.
Well, he's already determined he's going to Franklin Pierce, correct?
Franklin Pierce. Yep.
So who else in Western?
Portland's going to be good. Thornton Academy has 4 starters back, so I expect them to be a good team. I mentioned Deering. In Class B...
Well, let me go back to Falmouth. They don't play a Class A schedule. How much of an advantage or disadvantage is that going to be when we get to the postseason?
Actually, I think it's probably going to Falmouth. It might be a disadvantage because day in and day out in the SMAA, you may be the favorite team, but the other team has 1 or 2 good players, so it can get pretty physical, the physical league. Whereas Western Maine Conference, maybe not so much. So Falmouth might not be tested during the regular season as much as they would have been if they'd been in the SMAA. So, and they're playing. It works both ways. In the tournament, they're playing a team that they haven't seen, but also the team hasn't seen them either. So, it's hard to say.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Class B.
Greeley looks pretty strong. They've got 3 starters back from a team that probably probably underachieved a little bit last year, but there was no way they were going to beat York or Falmouth. So, but they're looking, to kind of take those team spots this year. They'll still be playing Falmouth. Pretty much, and then it's the rest of the pack in Class B. Wells has a real good scorer in Jake Moody. Excuse me, I got to include Yarmouth up with Greeley. Yarmouth's going to be very good too.
Anyone in particular on Yarmouth?
David Murphy, brother of John Murphy, played a few years ago. A real good shooter, like his brother was. They've got a player by the name of Nate Shields-Auble, who was actually started on their championship team 2 years ago. They'll be good, and then after that, I think it's. Everyone's kind of grouped together.
Anyone in Class C look interesting?
Class C. Well, Wayne Fleet. Wayne Fleet got to the Class C regional final last year. They have 2 starters back. They'll be good. After that, I'm not sure. It's pretty much
I think it's pretty much the same on the girls' side. In Class A on the girls' side, you got Macaulay, which is riding a 48-game winning streak. They've got obviously some of the best players in the state. They have some injury problems. Olivia Smith might not be back till January. That could be a factor. They're still the team to beat. Cheverus and Thornton Academy should be the teams that push them. And apparently Gorham's got a pretty decent team too. They've got, I think, 4 starters back. In Class B, again, I think it's Lake Region. The girls, Tiana Jo Carter is probably the best defensive player in the state. Her offensive game has come a long way. She got a Division I scholarship to Albany. And I think after that, Wells could be the team that pushes them the most. They have 9 players back from last year's team, all 5 starters. Allison Furness is one of the better players in the league. It'll be an interesting season there in Class B. And then you got York and Greeley will push them as well. So it's pretty much, I think, it's always the usual suspects.
Yeah.
You know, and as long as we don't have Kaiser Sose coming in and doing something, we'll be okay. Tommy, it was nice having you here again. Everyone, that's wrapping it up for our basketball preview. We'll see you somewhere in the courts. Thanks.